we have a clinic in Louisville, Kentucky, and I just happened to be assigned to that clinic for that day, and I was scouring my clinic list, and I see a guy's name on the clinic list. It said Frederick B. No, and I'm like, there's no way in hell this guy could be V. Fred No, right?
And welcome everyone to episode 200 of The Mashup, the best bourbon conversation you're going to hear all week long. We're your hosts, Kenny, Anthony, and Steven. Hello, gentlemen.
What's up, y'all?
Hello, 200.
It's a lot of episodes.
It is a lot of episodes.
Quite a few. So we couldn't just be normal and have like a normal like episode 200 celebration, something other. We had and bring guests on, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And make it a Tuesday episode.
Yeah, we're gonna keep you waiting though. We're not even gonna introduce our guest yet. We're just gonna talk. So Kenny, how are you doing?
I'm good, man.
You're good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ate a bunch today. Went to the gym today.
Oh, you did?
Hurting, bro. Yeah.
Did you do some?
Shayna made chicken and dumplings.
Did you bench press some weights?
I did.
Oh my God!
I did chest and back today.
Okay,
so
very good.
Chest and back.
That's wonderful. Steven?
My chest day's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you know when my chest day was?
When?
3 years ago. Okay, so we are here on this Tuesday episode to talk to you guys about an upcoming charity event that benefits folks who are facing a number of circumstances, health-related. But Medicinal Whiskey Charity, which is a 501c3 charity, has been around since 2020. And it started with a group of doctors, physician assistants, pharmacists, and so forth in Georgia and South Carolina. They had a love of bourbon, and they wanted to use that to benefit others. So over the past few years, there's been an event here in Lexington called the Winter Gala. And this has been at the Carrick House over in Lexington. It benefits UK Transplant Center and the Children's Hospital. Since its inception, Medicinal Whiskey Charities has raised $1.5 million. Amazing. Thus far, over $700,000 for UK alone, with 2 previous galas and related sweepstakes and auctions that they do. So the 3rd annual gala is coming up December 14th right here in Lexington, Kentucky. And to help us understand more about this charity, the impact it's having, and so forth, we are joined by 2 doctors. Dr. Malay Shah, who is a transplant doctor at UK, at the esteemed institution, I'm sorry. And also Dr. Michael Huang, who is a longtime internist physician here in the Lexington area and also a legendary photographer for KSRs. So first, Malay, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks
Yes.
for having us over.
We're happy to have you here. And Michael?
It's a great pleasure. Thanks.
Yeah,
Great.
no, we're so excited to have you guys here. And to get us kicked off here, I just want to know, in no particular order here, I guess we'll start with Malay. Just tell us a little about your connection to bourbon, this charity, anything else you want to say to just sort of introduce yourself to the listening audience.
Yeah, so hey, I've been in Lexington since 2011. I started here working as a transplant surgeon.
Same year I got here.
Yeah.
We didn't know each other, though.
Not until we developed a love for bourbon, I think.
There
right?
you go. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so I had no interest in bourbon until I came to Lexington, and then it's just living in Kentucky, you just get sucked into the culture, right? I mean, you just get sucked into bourbon and UK basketball and things like that. And so I just started getting into bourbon maybe in 2014, 2015, and just looking for bourbons and meeting a lot of people along the way. It's
Right.
been fun for the last several years, hunting bourbon and meeting a lot of great folks like yourself and many other people. And that's just kind of how I got involved in bourbon.
Nice. Very good.
I was born and raised in Lexington, so
Really?
I've been here since
Nice.
A lifer.
1967.
Wow.
But I'm also kind of I guess I'm a tater, right? I'm kind of a recent convert to bourbon.
Really?
I didn't. My parents were teetotalers, so I didn't drink much at all.
Yep.
And I got turned on to bourbon maybe around 2010. Friend of mine called and he was in London, England, and said, just took a taste of this thing called George T. Stagg, and it's really awesome. Can you get me a bottle? And I didn't know anything about it, so I called the liquor barn. They said, well, yeah, we can get it for you. It comes out in October. We'll put you on the list. And they called me or emailed me. Yeah, this is 15 years ago.
It was that easy.
Yeah,
Anthony.
It was easy. Man, come
and
on.
I bought a case.
It's not even
They were
fair.
$80 a piece.
For a 3-bottle case?
6 bottle.
Oh,
six
six
bottles.
bottles. Back
For,
then, 6
I think they were
bottles.
80
Wow.
back then.
Wow.
And I thought it was the best thing I ever had. And I've been so George T. Stagg, because a friend of mine was in London, England, and called me up to get some. Is why
What year
I
was
love
that,
bourbon.
Dr. Mike?
It was about 2010.
Yeah.
It was hazmat. It was like
Right.
137 or
2009,
something.
2010.
Yeah.
Those are bangers.
It was
yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
So he kind of started out with the high end stuff.
It's been all
Most of us
downhill
are
since.
going, bottom shelf things.
Did you?
No.
You didn't start there? You didn't start the high dollar stuff?
I don't even remember what I started out with, but I can assure you I don't like anything that I started out with.
Actually, my first drink was at 9th grade, 10th grade, band camp.
Well, there you go.
My roommate brought Seagram 7. That's a whiskey, right? Yeah.
That's a
Kind of,
blended
yeah.
blended whiskey, I think. Yeah. No, but man, that's amazing. Like to hear about y'all's beginnings is kind of interesting because we tell our listeners all the time we have various backgrounds. Like Kenny's probably the most recent to drinking bourbon in comparison to us, and so to hear that we got someone that started around the same time I did, even though you probably caught on to it faster, Malay, than I did, and Michael, like you, Dr. Mike, yeah, you guys really, George C. Stagg's a good place to start.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you're looking at houses, you go for the real expensive one, and then you come down to your price range.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So you guys are both bourbon enthusiasts, right? And how long did it take you to sort of kind of, I don't want to say go through the phases everybody goes through in bourbon, but then to get connected with this charity that we just mentioned, Medicinal Whiskey Charity, and how did that sort of formulate and come to pass?
So, yeah, for me, it was just by random accident that I even joined Medicinal Whiskey. I think one of our other Lexington members, I think when Medicinal Whiskey, which started out in Greenville, South Carolina, they were looking to kind of expand their base into more Kentucky markets, obviously because of the bourbon connection. And so they knew a few people in Lexington, then asked them saying, hey, do you know anybody else that's kind of solid in the community that's been around bourbon and stuff like that? And then I just randomly got added in my email. I got emails from this group that I had no idea about. I had literally no idea. It was just Medicinal Whiskey. I'm like, well, when did I join this group, or what is this group?
Right.
That's actually kind of how it all happened for me. And then, but then I found out more, and it was fantastic, right? I mean, like it's a group of healthcare providers that we love bourbon, but actually taking our hobby and turning it into something that's a lot more fun, which is enjoying bourbon, but helping kids and now helping transplant recipients and candidates and stuff like that. And that's a lot of fun because bourbon for a long time and last several years has just become very difficult with the secondary market and stuff like that. It was kind of I was personally losing my joy in bourbon, but then when all this came about, I just kind of had this renewed energy about bourbon and, doing some good stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
Really?
The fellow physician, was it Bobby Pope?
That's right.
Yeah,
Bobby.
so he's a local radiologist, and he told me about it, sent me a link to donate some money. I go, what is this? And he goes, it's a big favor I'm doing you. And it really is, because, I mean, it really has stoked my love of bourbon. I mean, I really wasn't that into it until I really got active in this organization, and I'd never been on a barrel pick before. And now, because I'm, board member, I've got to go on.
I had no idea you were a board member now.
Quite a few.
Yeah,
Quite a few.
both of us. Yeah,
Very
both of us.
good. Both you guys are board members of the chair. That's great.
Yeah, I actually love barrel picks myself.
Kenny's like, no time to talk, drinking.
I'm actually enjoying some of these medicinal whiskey picks right now. So
Awesome.
that's
Yeah,
what I'm drinking on.
So we'll tell the listening audience, you guys brought a number of different things. We're gonna showcase one bottle here that you brought specifically, but what are some of the other bottles that you brought with you tonight? We got Old Forester, we got a Turkey, and we got a Maker's Mark. So tell us a little bit about, I mean, in a nutshell, about these bottles. What's the significance of them?
Well, this is very random. This is what I had open already in my house.
All right.
So I said, well, I'll just bring the open bottles and we'll taste those. But the Russell's Reserve the wild turkey Dusty Funk. I think when the original founders of medicinal whiskey just had a group and they went on barrel picks.
Right.
They did Dusty Funk, is that's what they named it. And then when they became a 501c3 charity, they kept it going. But we get a really good Russell's pick every year.
It is really good.
And then I know you are old Forester fans. This is 127.8
Grab that one,
proof.
Ethan, if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
the old
Single
Forester,
barrel.
We'll send it around here. Here we go.
I think
Watch out.
I think the really cool thing is that Medicinal Whiskey Charity has done a lot of good work with like developing and cultivating relationships with various people and distilleries, and so the organization has gotten a lot of opportunities to go do barrel picks at various different distilleries
Right.
like Turkey and whatnot, and it's been a great experience. So these are just some of the bottles that we had open that we thought we'd bring over here and share with you guys.
Well, we are appreciative of
Appreciative.
that because we really like just random bottles that are open, especially ones that are yeah, man, this one. So K3 from at 127 proof. This is probably going to be delicious. While we're talking about it, Malay, like you and I, it's funny because I only knew you mostly online in bourbon, right?
That's right.
And the bourbon community in Lexington, like between 2017, maybe 2020, was a very interesting place because a lot of people knew each other. There are people like me who didn't really know a lot of people, but I was trying to enter in. And so you and I like got together at some point in time and had dinner. I can't remember exactly.
That was last year. I thought that was more recently.
I'm not sure if it was that recent. I can't remember when it was. I feel like it was sometime recently.
Yeah.
But still, I feel like I don't know you that well. But because we both work for the esteemed institution, I was. Kenny, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Nope.
I was going to say, like, I became aware through the press releases that UK had a very high-profile patient, and all of us are interested in learning a little bit more about the high-profile patient. Like, I mean, I just want to hear more about that story.
Yeah.
So you can kind of tell us, and we'll kind of chime in.
So you're talking about Fred No?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
the Fred
The
No.
Fred No.
The Fred No,
Yeah. So
tell us about that.
Yeah, so I'm not violating any HIPAA laws or anything because the story is public, as you know.
It's out there. That's what I'm saying. That's how I knew about it, was because of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
'cause
so
UK's put press releases out.
Yeah, UK's press releases, and there've been other newspaper articles about, Fred's been great for, helping to advocate for organ donation and stuff like that. But yeah,
Right.
it started out just randomly. We have a clinic in Louisville, Kentucky, and I just happened to be assigned to that clinic for that day, and I was scouring my clinic list, and I see a guy's name on the clinic list. It said Frederick B. No, and I'm like, there's no way in hell this guy could be the Fred No, right? And I walk into his room, and of course it's Fred No. He's wearing a Beam jacket, and it's Fred.
It's classic.
Yeah, so I'm like, it was pretty much of a dead giveaway at that point.
Yeah.
But, he's a hell of a nice guy. And, so we started working him up for transplant. And then, basically told him, the quickest way to get a transplant is, of course, if somebody that's willing to donate a kidney. And so his coworker of his, who he's worked with for 20 or 30 years and a long time, Deanne Hogan, she stepped up and expressed a willingness to donate a kidney. Turns out she was a match, and we went ahead and scheduled and did the surgery. I don't remember exactly. I think it may have been 2021 at this point.
Right.
And Fred's done well. Deanne's done well. Deanne recovered, no problem. She's doing great, and Fred has been the model patient.
That's amazing.
That's a big ask, man.
Dude, I don't even know. Like right now,
I wonder how many Booker's Rise it would take to get that done.
That's the cool thing about Deanne. And she didn't even tell Fred. She didn't even tell Fred that she was going to donate until she was further along in the process.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, and then it was great because we just developed a relationship. Fred has become a great friend of mine, and we talk all the time or text all the time. Complain about UK football, UK basketball, the Bengals, God knows what. I mean, that relationship has been great because we've been able to develop a great relationship with Beam, the actual distillery, and they've been really very helpful in trying to advocate for raising money to help transplant candidates and families and stuff like that.
Right, that's amazing. I love the fact that you mentioned UK sports and that you vibe with Fred over that, because we are always talking about that, and even like in recent weeks, we were talking about the fact that UK football continues to have this issue, right? And I know Michael
downturn.
Michael is you're a photographer, right, of UK athletics, right? You're always there taking pictures. I mean, what are you guys both feeling right now? I know how Steven feels. How do you feel, sir?
Oh, it's hard.
It's hard.
I was complaining to him this morning, listening to the post-game show in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm getting sick of this. Every Sunday I wake up and I have this.
He's up working out at 5:30 in the morning, and he's like listening to the post game, and he's like, "Oh my God, what am I going to do with this?" And I don't know. I'm trying to keep the faith, and I'm a big supporter of UK athletics, but like, and Kenny, we go back and forth all the time. But like, are you guys still keeping the faith? You staying strong here? Or what? I mean, it's okay. We're all fans here. You know, we can all, you know.
It's just
be honest.
It's a bad year for me. It's a bad year. I'm a Bengals fan. I'm a UK football fan. I'm a Alabama football fan. It's just a total dumpster fire. It's just
that's a hat trick of disaster. Right there.
I know. I'm looking forward to Red season. So yeah.
Well, that's a long time away. My goodness.
There's more misery.
I can deal with it. I mean, I'm not. Thank God, I'm not a Cleveland fan like you. So.
Hey, we got. As the time of recording, today was the day that we beat the Ravens.
That's true.
With crab legs with Jameis Winston. That's right.
I saw that. Yeah.
I was like, Jameis Winston to me will forever be crab legs. But I was like, how in the world we get he's technically our third string quarterback, and he goes in and we beat the Ravens, who are number one, right in the AFC.
He's a good quarterback. That's why.
Yeah, it's great. There you go. Hey, I didn't say it, you did.
He is.
What are you thinking about UK
Well,
sports?
it's tough for me because I'm Stoops' neighbor.
Oh, wait a minute.
And so I really like him.
Oh.
You know, I
Thickens.
really like him. I shot Vince Marrow's wedding.
Oh, wow.
So I'm friends with Vince and Renee.
So no connection to
I
team,
really like them.
Okay.
You know, but
No connection at all.
No connection at all.
You can abstain from comments.
well, I mean, I thought about putting a for sale sign in his front yard today. I'm kidding, Mark. I'm kidding. That's a joke.
He's totally kidding. He's kidding. That's right.
funny.
Kind of.
Until it happens.
No, it's rough right now, and I mean, I'm.
Now we can
So
do
I guess
that.
we can. I was
We
about
can
to
do
say
that,
we
and
can
he'll
do
get
that, and
blamed.
he's going to get blamed for
Yes,
it.
it's on.
There we go.
That's
All
perfect.
All right, perfect.
Here we go. We're piling on. No.
That's good. The Air Force is good.
It is
Very good. That's fantastic. So did you either of you guys select that? Or is all the charities selected?
Yeah.
They do so many barrel picks that I've only been on a handful.
Okay.
I got to do Weller Foolproof and Blanton's Gold in one day, though.
Yeah.
Buffalo and Trace.
For
Yeah.
the, for the charity?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
This year.
How recently? This year?
Yeah, this summer.
Okay,
it should be ready for the gala.
That Weller Foolproof was probably awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, because this year's Weller Foolproofs that on the pick program have been absolutely incredible.
Yeah. We thought they were all
Yeah.
awesome, but
Yeah.
you know, it's a lot of alcohol too on one pick.
Yeah.
Keep strong.
Some of those, some of those barrel picks are crazy. So yeah, kind of leading into that. I mean, I want. Can you guys tell us a little bit about Winter Gala? Because I know I was supposed to go to that. The very first one that happened in Lexington, I was supposed to be in attendance, and I got the flu. So I remember, like, I was all set to go. I was excited. I think I was actually going to bring my wife, which is a rarity to bring my wife to a bourbon event. And then she was like, I don't really want to go. Then I was thinking, okay, who am I going to bring? I was thinking about bringing Steven or Kenny. And then I get the
I
flu.
think you invited me to that.
Did I?
I have to go back at the messages. I think you did.
Well, there you go. And I was on the shelf, and I got the flu. But,
Yeah.
I mean, from that one, I want to hear about the first one. I want to hear about how it came to be and, like, you know, where did the idea come from? Because that's a relatively new thing, right? So even though Medicinal Whiskey Charity has origins from sub 2020, they became a 501(c) in 2020. Like, how did that all tell us about it?
Well, I think these guys, you know, they're just friends from South Carolina and Georgia. You know, brothers-in-law are the two guys that founded it, really. And, you know, they would do some good barrel picks. Like I think they got some Blantons and some other, you know, Bowman, some good Sazerac picks. And they decided maybe we could auction off some of these extras for charity.
Right.
And it just became a thing. And, you know, they were doing great. You know, it was fun. You get to do barrel picks, but you do good too. You'd raise a couple hundred, maybe a couple $1,000s, and that was that. Then walks in Fred B. No to Malay Shah's clinic, you know, and that changes everything.
Right.
And the fact that Malay hit him up right after his surgery and said, "Hey, can you donate
That's
a
a
barrel
lie. That's a
to
lie.
our charity?"
And to make sure he was still groggy.
Do you want painkillers?
No. And not only did they donate a barrel to our charity, they donated a barrel, which was Booker's. And, I don't know, Malay, you could probably speak to it a little more eloquently, but Booker was, from what I've heard, was kind of against single barrels. He wanted Booker's always to be a small batch because a single barrel wasn't consistent enough. Mm-hmm. So it's never been a single barrel.
Yeah.
But for this special occasion, Fred decided that his dad would be very proud to raise a lot of money for UK healthcare by picking the best barrel.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great story for the bottle,
I've got
too.
goosebumps telling this story.
Yeah.
Because it's on the label. It's a special label. They went through the TTB and, got a special label for this Booker's.
Right.
It's called Second Chance Batch.
Wow.
If you want to go to this gala, you can donate $15,000 and buy a table, and you'll get this Booker's Plus.
Along with a bunch of others.
Yeah, a bunch of other ones.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Okay.
And have 10 seats at the table for your friends.
But there's a few bottles left.
Which we purposely left behind. I mean, I think the original single barrel had 165 bottles off the top of my head. And so a good number of them were distributed to the partners. Now, partners had to donate money, which, of course, went to UK Transplant. And then, several of them were auction/sweepstakes off at during the first gala, but then there's a certain number, I don't know how many are left now, which we purposely kept aside to be able to every year bring a bottle or 2 or 5 out to continuously raise more money.
Right. That's a great.
Yeah.
And I bought some spots in that sweepstakes. I didn't win. I'm angry about that. How come I didn't win? I'm just kidding.
Me
and 30,000 or 40,000 of my other best friends. How did we didn't win?
You know how much that 3-bottle sweepstakes that year raised about $80,000 plus dollars.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean that's unbelievable.
When I
amount.
bought the spots, I knew. I'm like, well, this is going to be
a charity donation.
It's like hitting the lottery if I
That's
win.
right.
That's
That's right.
Yeah. So I didn't expect anything. I'm just joking. But
yeah, of course. No,
that's pretty amazing. So would you say it's like kind of those things coincided? So it's almost like you got the email about medicinal whiskey and then this kind of chance thing, or was it kind of like when you look back on it retrospectively, are you like, how did this happen?
It was just
perfect storm.
It was a
right?
perfect storm because they asked me to join medicinal whiskey well before the Fredno transplant was even a thing. No, when I say well before, about a year before. So it wasn't like they asked me to join knowing that there was this potential for a special beam relationship. It was something I was already involved in, and then I actually despite what Fred says, it wasn't the day after transplant, but I don't remember how many days. At least a solid 2 days, but no. But however many, whenever it was. But he and I talked, and we said, well, let's try to do something to raise money to help raise money for less fortunate patients that need a transplant and their families need help and stuff like that. So, and it's turned out to be a great relationship with Beam. I mean, like the relationship between Beam and medicinal whiskey has been fantastic. I mean, besides the Booker single barrel that first year, then last year we did a Baker's 13 single barrel pick, which Baker's 13 always is a single barrel, but it's always been a single barrel picked out by the folks at the distillery, and it was the first time that they had ever allowed somebody from the outside to pick their own barrel. So that was cool. And then this year we'll get to what we did this year, I guess a little bit later in the show.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
But yeah, it's been a fantastic relationship where they're just all in. And I mean, that first gala we had, going back to that, is that Beam was just completely, ever since then, has been completely in. I mean, they send so many of their own, high-level executives and many people at the distillery to the event to come celebrate, and it's been a great relationship.
They donate all the alcohol to the open bar too.
Well, Stephen, I think you're going to be excited about that. We should get over there because there's all the white label you want.
There you go.
Because right there. Just messing with you, man. Always.
We should also mention that the second year of the gala, we actually added on Willett as another corporate partner.
Oh, nice.
And, Drew and Janelle Colzine have been just great supporters of the Children's Hospital. So we got one of their, 10-year family estate series, the purple top.
Those
Yeah.
are highly
Yeah.
coveted. Yeah,
And we
absolutely.
we had that in addition to the Baker's 13 last year, and we've got another barrel of Willet this year in addition to the Beam.
Now, is the Beam Institute? Did it come from this same relationship? or is
No,
that totally separate?
that's totally separate. I think
okay.
that's a relationship, and
Yeah, they've been huge UK supporters.
I could be totally wrong, so don't quote me on this, but I believe that's a relationship between Beam and the College of Agriculture in
Okay.
UK.
No,
So
no,
something
you're
totally
right.
separate.
You're right.
Is that
about
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's funny because they have been supporters, but I feel like this event that you guys are doing, how many crazy chance coincidence kind of things happen for this to happen?
right.
And it's amazing. So I feel like that it just strengthens that relationship, Kenny, that you're talking about with the Beam Institute and stuff with the charity event. So if people wanted right now that are listening to this wanted to come and be in attendance this year, do you guys know off the top of your heads what the structure of that looks like? Or
I do. We're kind of victims of our own success.
that's
'cause
okay. Hey,
being-
listen, sticker shock is sticker shock. If there's sticker shock, it's okay.
Yeah, being close to sold out is a good thing,
Right.
And we
Definitely.
haven't
For charity.
we haven't even started selling tickets because it's people who came last year and
amazing.
local sponsors and whatnot. But basically, go to medicinalwhiskeycharity.org.
Okay.
And that's our website. You can learn all about the charity, but the very first or second link on there is a link to the gala event site. And we're selling table sponsorships now. We do this at the Carrick House, and we love our relationship with them. And it's been really great. But they're kind of small as a venue. We can hold about 300 people there. So this year we're having a sit-down dinner. Unfortunately,
That's pretty intimate.
Yeah, for
it
me,
is.
it's kind of tough for me. There's a UK Louisville basketball game at 5:15.
Oh
that day.
no!
And this is the basketball team's fault because
Yeah.
we scheduled the gala well before.
And we never play Louisville.
We never
this
played
early
Louisville that
in the
early.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was kind of unfortunate, but you can still wear a tux to the game and then walk on over to the Carrick House, and you
like
can
that.
do both.
I like that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Doubleheader.
We'll forgive UK if I went to the UK basketball game last week, and
Right.
if they continue to play the way they looked the other day, we'll forgive them for scheduling
No
on the
doubt.
gala day.
Oh, okay.
Not totally, but mostly.
Yeah. No, if they I don't know, that Mark Pope era, we'll see.
We'll see. I
We're
like
all
it so
in-
far.
We are all right now in this room going to be witness to either one of the greatest turnarounds or one of the greatest things we're looking, talking about Billy Gillespie or something. I don't know. Not in stature, you know what I mean? I'm just talking about just in terms of output.
I could go kind of halfway in between. You know how it goes, right? The UK basketball coaches,
Right.
Yeah.
The
Great.
good coach, great coach,
Drunk.
good coach, great coach, drunk.
Yeah.
So we're in the cycle where Mark Pope is probably going to be a good coach.
Yeah, no, I think so.
He definitely won't be drunk.
No, he will not be drunk. That's what I was getting at. He's definitely not going to be on that. But no. Kenny, God,
Just messing with
He
you.
hasn't talked at all.
He's quiet.
he's quiet tonight.
I am
but-
drinking bourbon.
But he's drinking bourbon. But I saw you walk over and you gave.
I gave
Michael-
Dr. Mike.
You
Yeah,
gave Dr.
so-
Mike a pocket pour, which I didn't see what was going on there.
Well, yeah.
And then we're drinking a turkey, which
turkey.
is holy mackerel. The
That is
turkey.
Turkey's
amazing.
good. The Russells.
So this Dusty Funk Left Hook Medicinal Whiskey Charity bottle is unbelievable. It's
It is really good.
unbelievable. So we were drinking that, but what's going on, Kenny? You want to say something about what you just gave him?
Earlier it said he'd been in Lexington since born in 1967. So
Ooh.
I don't have a 67 bottle open, but what I poured you is a 1979 12 year. So it went in the barrel the year you were born, though.
Wow.
So it's a 1979 12 year 90 proof, and so it went in the barrel the actual year you were born. So I thought that was the closest
Close
thing I
enough.
got. Closest thing I got to an actual,
Well, thank you, Kenny.
You're welcome, buddy.
Now sell me a refrigerator.
I've been known to sell you a few appliances.
There you go. But so you guys, you did bring while we're tasting different things and chatting here, you brought the pick, I guess, that's going to be featured at this year's charity event.
Yep.
And I want to hear all about this. So what I see in front of me, if there were a moment we could say the bottle for tonight is, it's did I get this right? A 20-year
Wow.
Knob Creek pick at 120 proof. It is what does that say right there?
I've heard great things.
It says the distill date is 6/4/2004. I think I was trying to graduate college right about that time, undergrad. And now 7/9/2024 is the
That's right.
bottle date, selection date. And this is crazy. So how in the world, is there anything like this anywhere else in the nation? I mean, honestly, let's go. Talk about this, please.
No, so that was interesting. So, like, going back to the Beam relationship we've had, they've always, in the last 3 years, they've always done stuff for us that really hasn't been done before. And so this year they looked at a lot of different options, and they surprised us with, at first, and they were playing a little joke on me, I think. They said Knob Creek. I said, well, if we just do a regular Knob Creek, the same kind of things that's done all the time, I'm like, I'm not sure how much money we're going to be able to raise. They're like, hold your beer. Hold on a second.
I can get that at Kroger.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, hold on a second. No. And then Fred's like, it's going to be a 20-year-old. We've never bottled, we've never done a 20-year-old Knob Creek. And we're like, holy cow. So, they, as they normally do every year, they arrange for a day for us to come out to Jim Beam, to their Claremont campus, and have lunch. And, we did the barrel selection with Fred. It's always fun doing a barrel selection with Fred because, of course, he's a master distiller.
Right.
But so he tastes the different barrels. We taste the different barrels. He never tells us which one he likes because his philosophy is, he's like, if I tell you what I like, he's like, you're just going to automatically go with that because I'm the master distiller, so you're just going to be biased. So every year we've done this pick, he's never told us which one he liked until we basically put the final answer in on our barrel that we liked. And every year he's selected the same one we ended up selecting.
So you guys are, like, you're on the same level.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
Apparently. So
surgery ever fails. You can become.
That's right. I'm trying to convince Beam to be their chief medical officer.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. They said they don't have a role for me. I told them I'd be just happy to be the local drunk too. But no, all joking aside, though, that's how this came to be, and it's you're seeing the bottle right now, and I think we're passing it around. So drink up and see what you guys think.
So essentially, you guys have access with the charity and the relationship with Beam to stuff that typically we don't see. I mean,
that's right.
I know there's an 18-year Knob Creek at 100 proof. There are other special releases that have happened this year. Beam's been doing a lot on the limited edition type of thing, but like 120 proof 20-year Beam, like that's crazy.
But you don't see many 20 years out there,
right?
No.
I mean, what else is there 20 year of? Like, I mean,
Pappy.
Yeah. at what is that? 90s some proof.
Yeah, I think this one came out of in the barrel. It was hazmat, right? It was like 140 plus proof in the barrel. Yeah.
Did you make an argument though for hazmat? Did anybody say we got to have this at hazmat?
We tried, but I think I'm guessing.
I'm glad you guys did.
We tried.
No, it was so good, hazmat.
Yeah.
I mean, our socks were knocked off. It was like the greatest thing. Yeah.
Wow. So I think I guess they have TTB. They'd have to bottle it as a different type of bottle and get TTB approval. I'm guessing. I don't know. So that's why.
Well, I know this is a little not non-traditional for a Tuesday episode, but I'd like, if you have does everybody have the Knob Creek in their glass? I'd love to hear what you guys think about the nose of this. Everybody. I really would want to call it out now just to see what y'all think, because it's I just started nosing it and I'm like, I am a Beam critic. I'm going to throw it out there. I've been very critical of Beam because I feel like a lot of stuff is like peanut dust, and the oak is just not developed. But what I'm nosing so far is like, my God.
You got 20 years of oak in this one.
It's ridiculous. It's like,
if you feel like this is under oak, then you need to get the hell out of this room, all right?
No, exactly. Thank you. You said it again. I'm glad you said it. But
this is good.
Yeah. It's like the nose is just...
It's like the oak is right on. I don't feel like it's really over-oaked either.
And it's not astringent at all.
No, it's not.
What's pleasantly surprising to me is when I get things that I'm not expecting from Beam. And so that Old Granddad 16, listen to previous episodes. I liked it.
You liked it a lot.
Steven did not like it. No. They said it was watery. I loved it.
I
thought it was like very cherry forward. We liked the reserves. And so now we get this treat thanks to you guys for bringing this. But what do you get? I'm getting the heavy oak, like, I mean, I'm not a big vanilla fan, but the vanilla in this is
I get vanilla and leather.
It's leather. The leather is a very big standout note.
Yeah.
The leather. Oh my God.
But it's fruity too. I mean, I can do some dates and apricot.
Ooh,
I think
so dark fruit
on the nose.
Yeah, dark fruit. No, you're right. It has a dark fruit. Yeah, the nose on this is just delicious. I can nose it all night.
So this is just the regular single barrel select bourbon label, but they made us a special hang tag that I can read it to you. It's from Fred.
We love that.
It says, "We picked this barrel specially for my friends at UK Healthcare who gave me a new lease on life. They're some of the finest people I know, so we selected our finest barrel of Knob Creek to celebrate our special relationship."
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's really special.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then to think that was kind of, they were saying that about Malay is nice, right? There you go.
Yeah. I know. It's insane, isn't it?
I'm messing with you, man. No, I'm having fun. I'm having fun.
No,
with
of
you,
course.
man, for sure.
So the yield on this was, 120 bottles?
120 bottles.
Yeah. So that's
How? Holy crap.
because it was 144 proof, I guess.
Wow.
And
But 20 years old, man. It must have. Wow. That's a lot.
That's
of
not a
bottles.
bad yield.
That's
I
a,
don't
that's,
think.
that's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For 20
that's what I'm
years.
saying. It's a lot.
Did you guys taste this yet?
Oh, yeah.
I just tasted it, and
It's way fruitier on the palate than the nose to me. It's not over oak.
this is amazing. This is absolutely 100% fantastic. I mean, it's great. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had to say it.
I was waiting for the punchline. I was like, all right, here it comes.
But
But
No, there's no but. Like, I hate, the
Very fruity.
roasted peanut flavor.
Very fruity. You don't have the
Like,
peanutty in there.
I hate that kind of stuff, and this is I honestly wish that this was accessible to everybody.
It is.
It is.
Pony up, son.
What are you, Mark Stoops over there? Pony up.
pony up.
but this is going to a good cause.
I know.
Oh God!
Love it.
Oh my gosh! Goodness gracious.
That's good.
No, that's amazing. Oh, you want me to pass it with this one?
Yeah.
There you go. It's coming back around the table there, man. This is a treat. I'm not going to lie. And so, how many barrels did you guys taste when you were picking this one?
3, I believe.
Yeah, there was 3. Yep.
Yeah.
I think Fred and Freddie are the ones that picked out the barrels for us to select from. So
Right.
it went through master distiller quality control before they didn't just pull out 3 random 20-year-old barrels.
Right.
They tasted them, of course, to make sure it met their standards.
Yeah.
Prior to putting them out there.
Well, that's massively refreshing to know. And get it? Dad jokes. Got to making the dad jokes.
All
in
right,
there.
that's lame. All
There you
right.
go. Very lame. Very lame. I love it. No, that is that's really good.
You'll be happy to know, Anthony, we're having another sweepstakes, though,
Yeah.
that you can likely win if you enter
think so?
enough.
Yeah.
Likely.
Yes.
Likely. No,
But
I will-
it'll run in December 1st through 14th. So
Okay.
look for it.
Yeah.
And
so you guys run that through it's whatever what is that called, the website that runs that?
Rally Up.
Is it
Rally Up.
Rally
Are we
Up,
using
yeah.
One Cause or Rally Up?
Well,
this?
for the sweepstakes, we're using Rally Up.
Gotcha.
For the
Okay.
event itself, we're using one.
Gotcha.
It's and for the listeners, it's pretty easy to use.
Yeah, you just go to the Medicinal Whiskey Charity website, and then
Right.
you'll be able to find the sweepstakes entries, and it's really easy. You just basically put your name and how much you want to,
Yeah.
what your buy-in is, and that's it.
And I've done that at least twice. So speaking from experience, I encourage our listeners to do that as well, just because you never know. I mean, hey, I've gotten lucky in lotteries a few times, the in-person ones and things like that. And if you are passionate about whiskey and you chase whiskey and you want to support a good cause, why wouldn't you, buy some tickets to try to get a chance to win this delicious whiskey, because it's amazing. Yeah,
And at the end of the day, the tickets, each individual buy-in, we haven't set the price for this year, but individual spots aren't super expensive at all. I mean, they're usually gives people a chance to get 20, 50 ticket buy-ins at a minimal cost, so it's not bad.
Well, how often does a person get a chance to get a 20-year bourbon?
None.
None.
Never
really.
anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
So here you go.
And you
Website.
can guarantee yourself of one with the table sponsorship.
There you go.
There you go. So a table sponsorship, but what else? So at the event this year, what else is available besides this 20-year, this 20-year Knob Creek?
Yeah,
So go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, we've got the 20-year-old Knob Creek. We've got another 10-year, 11-month-old Willet.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we call it the begrudging truth because it was almost 11 years.
Okay.
But it's a 10-year purple, top. So
Pick the best one, right?
10 year, 11 months.
yes.
Yeah.
We're just going to say it that way.
And then we also, the Weller Full Proof and Blanton's Gold that we chose this summer will be ready.
Quite a collection.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's actually a $10,000 sponsorship, and you get 8 bottles, which include those.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty
You
good.
get the Knob Creek.
That's nice.
You get the Willet. You get the Blanton's Gold Weller Full Proof and a couple of other bottles.
Hey, will any of these pours be available at the event as well?
Yes, last year we haven't kind of formalized the details, but last year we had a rare pour bar as an example, where people that were like, well, I don't necessarily want to pay such and such money for a such and such bottle, could pay, I don't remember what we charged last year, but they get a flight of 3 things, including like the book. Last year was this Booker single barrel, and then a couple of other bean products or whatever. So this year maybe something, it doesn't have to be bean products. It could be the Knob Creek, it could be the Willet and something else. The
That's awesome.
rare pour bar and $50 or whatever it was that we
charity
charted.
flight.
Yeah,
that's
you
great.
get it's charitable donation, and you get to get a flight of pours of various different things
Love
that
it.
you otherwise can't get your hands on.
We've got a live auction and a silent auction too, so I'm sure there's going to be a few of these bottles available
No
for
doubt.
that, and maybe even a paddle raise where if we've got 20 bottles left, we'll just
Okay.
do that.
Do you take post-dated checks for this event?
Yeah, so IOUs, Michael takes them.
Okay, just check.
No, that's
This is fruity sweet at 20 years old.
That's amazing.
It drinks way under 120 proof, way under.
Buy, sell, or pass for $15,000.
Oh, I see that. 15 grand part. Oh, that had me there.
I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Not for this bottle.
No, we could probably do $2,000 on with the sponsorship.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's...
The
that's
15
it.
grand table, though, it comes with a Booker single barrel, this bottle, the Willet bottle, and another 7 or 8 bottles and 10 seats, and,
Yeah.
basically it's...
And that's a meal and everything else,
It's
right?
a sit-down
Yeah,
meal.
sit-down
It's
meal
an
and
open
everything,
bar.
We've got
and
master distiller tastings too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Freddie,
That's
and
right.
hopefully Drew will
That's a
lead
fun
the
event.
tasting.
Yeah. See, I
If
mean,
you have a lot of friends, if you kind of divvy it out amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and then after that, after 9:30, something like that, we're going to go to a dancing band, and my favorite from last year, which we're going to do again this year, the Taco Bell bar at
What?
late night.
No
Oh,
way.
yeah. Oh, that was the hit of last
Tell us.
year's gala.
Yeah, no, we get Taco Bell delivered at like
And
10
they
o'clock.
have literally a stand there. They come in, they carry out
awesome.
you.
That's
Taco,
hilarious.
You can do like Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, a couple of other things. We chose the Taco Bell bar, and it was fantastic.
No,
That's
the
amazing.
band is Zack Attack. I don't know if you
Yeah,
all
I've
never
they're
heard
an
of them.
awesome
Yep, all
throwback
around.
band.
Yep.
So what we're actually going to do is sell, I think, $200 tickets for general admission after 8:30.
Okay.
And you just come for the band in the open bar.
Okay.
And the Taco
And the
Bell.
Taco Bell.
And the
Taco
Taco
Bell.
Bell, right. So I think it'll be a great party. And that's people that want to go to the Louisville game
Yeah.
can do that.
Have you considered White Castle?
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
we are White Castle fans on this podcast. We don't have a
I'm a
sponsorship.
Taco Bell fan.
We're Taco Bell fans
As well.
too, though. No, but that's amazing.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I love the fact that y'all are talking about a black tie essentially event, right?
With Taco Bell.
With Taco Bell.
But that
which
was,
is-
I swear to God, last year was one of the biggest hits. I mean, people were just
Right.
I think Michelle and I.
Well, Malay was pushing people down
Oh
to
yeah.
get there.
Right.
Well, so Michael's wife and I were basically body slamming each other to see who could be the first in line to get the Taco Bell. Little did we realize after we got our Taco Bells that they were actually walking around trays with the
Trays,
tacos and stuff like that. It was serving it to everybody else, and it was just such a big hit. So-
That's hilarious.
Well, Carrick House actually has this little booth that says Taco Bell. It's like a Taco
Yeah.
Bell booth.
Awesome.
yeah.
Wow, that's
It
amazing.
was great.
See, that's the kind of stuff, man. I mean, that's the bourbon community, good people, and that's the kind of stuff we like to do, right? I mean, honest to
Absolutely.
God. So, because Michael, you listen to the podcast, right? It's very nice of you to do that.
Heard a few.
and you
Nice.
wanted to. So you brought blinds tonight, man.
I did.
So
He's going to Kenny the Kenny.
He's trying to Kenny. You're trying to outdo Kenny. That's perfect. I love it. So you've poured us a left glass and a right glass, and we know nothing about them. And what are we supposed to do here, sir? You can kind of guide us and tell us what you think is the best thing for us to do here.
Are we just going to pick a winner, or we can try to guess age proof
I'd like to
distillates?
hear what you think it is.
Okay.
Okay.
and how you like it.
All right.
So guessing distillate is always a mess because
That's
it's tough.
impossible.
But maybe like what you want to do our age-proof distillate kind
Just
of
try to
thing,
guess
or-
age-proof distillate.
Age-proof distillate. Okay, we'll try that. So left glass.
Oh, boy.
There you go.
So Michael's going to know more about this one than I do. All I know is how it came out, and it's fantastic, but I don't actually know the story. But
Okay.
Michael knows it much better.
Well, geez, the left glass is nice on the nose, and the right glass is also a little more alcohol in the right glass, but not in a bad way. Just
It's
more
fruity
alcohol.
and sweet on that left.
Yeah, the left one, the nose is like, woo.
I like that left.
Sorry, I just like that left nose. So, did you bring us the cream of the cream? Did you bring mellow corn here, sir?
Yes, yes.
I knew you did.
But he watered it down, too.
Is it 20-year mellow corn watered down to 80 proof?
Crown Royal Blackberry.
I got one down there.
You can't water that down
unfortunately.
anymore, right?
Yeah. Do you know what the funniest thing is? One of our listeners from Ohio, Jeff, he's my buddy. He texted and said, I'm in line for a release. I said, okay. What are you hoping to get? He goes, well, I'm about 22nd in line. I said, okay. He goes, I'm hoping for Crown Royal Blackberry. I said, get the hell out of here. I go, you're kidding. I think he ended up getting like a Blanton's Gold maybe,
Nice.
or a regular Blanton's.
That's a little
I can't
bit better.
remember.
Yeah.
I think he had a Blanton's Gold, but he got the Crown Royal Blackberry as well. So he was excited to have both. And
Did you have to buy the gold to get the blackberry?
No, he just he might. So, what do you guys think about these two blinds here?
I've only tasted the left one.
The left nose is real smoky.
It's a little smoky, but it's a little like fruity and also like it's nice. Is right more floral to you guys?
I haven't had it right yet.
Am I right yet?
I'm just hitting one.
So, listen, I think both are good whiskeys, but right now, as I sit here, before I hear what Kenny and Steven have to say, I like left over right. But they're both good. And if you brought Evan Williams White Label, then I will tackle you out of the chair right now, and I don't care what the repercussions are.
I'll allow that.
You allow it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. If Malay's cool with it, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
The right
I think surprisingly, I like the right one a little bit better.
Okay.
Because of the nose.
It's a house divided.
Yeah.
You like right, I like left.
I don't know if I like that smokiness on the left.
The right one tastes finished, like really fruity and sweet, and tastes like a finished whiskey.
I'll give you a clue. It's not finished.
Wow,
you go.
I taste it. Where it's so sweet and fruity.
There's a chance.
Interesting.
It has a nice mouthfeel, but it's got there's something that I don't that for my palate hits a little bit
The right?
the right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little like peppery,
I like
florally.
it.
You guys like it?
Which one? The right?
Right
I'm
one,
not
too.
vibing on the right.
Thank you,
I
Kenny.
like the left. There.
Cheers.
Can't wait to hear.
I know what these are, and I like the left like you. I mean, I love
Hey,
the left.
give me a cheers then, because Kenny and Steven are
Whoa,
against
no,
us
no.
here.
I didn't pick a winner yet. I said I still like the right.
I feel on an island.
Yeah.
Because the way you talked, I didn't think I liked the right at all. I like the right.
Okay,
but
well.
the left is, the left tastes older to me.
The left has more of like a candied.
Okay, I'm going to say
sweetness.
something that's going to be you're not
please,
going to
no.
like. I smell like a dry rub barbecue smoke smell out of it.
On the left.
Yes.
We're in Kenny's basement.
Oh, that's what it is. I got you. Kenny, did you bathe after working out?
I did not.
I get that though. but
Dr.
I mean-
Mike can throw it down. I mean, I've actually seen the Facebook posts. Dr. Mike can cook.
Oh,
Yo,
there you
yeah.
I've seen the Facebook posts.
Oh, were you cooking when you had this open?
No, he can throw down. Man. I've
He's
I've seen the
He's
pictures.
trying to tell you.
I've seen the pictures.
I do like cooking with bourbon, though.
Yeah.
I've started doing that a lot.
I like when you have the crawfish seafood soiree.
Okay, invite me over.
Oh, my
I
God.
need
When
to
is
be
this?
there. Yeah, I am a
Crawfish season.
seafood guy, so
Great.
If I can have good seafood, that's not be
Crawfish boil sitting out on
Yeah.
his table.
Okay.
Just he dumps it out there. It's go time.
Oh man, so I'm guessing that doesn't come from Town Branch, right?
No. Hickman Creek.
That's my big joke. It always comes from Hickman.
Hardin's Creek.
Oh God, Oh, that's you said Hickman's Creek. That's even worse. I always joke about where do they source the seafood from in Lexington, and I guess about the different lakes and streams and things that we
You
have.
don't want to know.
Yeah.
So there's a funny story about a crawfish broil.
Okay, please.
When we went to vacation over summer in South Carolina,
Yeah.
we went with our neighbors, and each night a family cooked. But one neighbor did we did a whole like a low country boil.
Yeah.
And we just dumped it on the table on top of like newspaper.
Okay.
Well, after everything was done, we're cleaning up. It actually like took this. We thought it took the stain off the wooden table of this vacation house, and we're like, "Oh crap! How much are we going to owe for this?"
Yeah.
Here's a little fun fact: my other neighbor, he took an iron and a towel and let it steam. Put the towel down and let it steam on top of the table.
Okay.
And then this slowly, and it fixed it.
Really?
It was amazing.
Wow.
So
there you go. So if you need
There's a
tips
good
on how to
housekeeping,
remove this stain,
tip of the day.
that's how you remove a stain from the table at your Airbnb. Thank you, Steven. Okay, where are we at on right and left here? Because I'm right, you're wrong. I like left. I don't like right. Kenny, are you been in bottles right now?
I did. I've been to 1998 Russells, and I got to pay for it.
You big jerk. We got guests of honor here. Can you just take a night off, for crying out loud?
Hey, man, I'm working on it.
No, he's working
done.
it.
He's not
working
taking
it.
a night off. He's just going.
All right, I'm still right glass.
You're still right glass?
Right glass.
Okay. Now, explain. Tell me why, because I want to know. Why do you like right glass better?
I'm not a big smoke fan, and so I think it's just putting me off on the left. I think the taste is good, but something with the nose is just. I'm going more towards the right.
Okay. Right is flowery, honey, spicy.
It's real subtle.
Maybe turkey. Maybe right's turkey.
Gobble.
What about Kenny?
Now, so as far as my favorite, I am left is my favorite, but I do not dislike right like Anthony does. I still think right's good. But I'm going to go on the left. I'm at probably 8 to 10, 9 to 10 years old, 115, 118 proof. Dude, that's candied. I think it's MGP. I do like the right still, though, unlike you.
The right's good. I'm just telling you, like I prefer the left over the right.
No, you're
I
wrong.
do too.
It's fine.
The left is more soft and just so good, like candied and sweetness. It's what I would want to sip nonstop.
The right I really thought was finished in some kind of, but Dr. Mike said it's not. But the right I'm gonna have to say, if it's not finished, I'm going to say it's probably like a 4 to 6 year old, 118 to 120 proof, 120 proof MGP as well. They both taste like MGP to me,
Wow.
but that's just me.
Well, to me, I would guess the right is turkey, the left is something else, and I like the left. I think the left is like slow and low, like 100 to 110 proof and 10 years plus old. And
Then what is it?
I have no idea.
I'll tell you.
Oh God, here we go.
Here we go.
Kenny was almost right
Okay,
about
that's usual. That's usual.
no, he was almost right about he said left, but that was right. What he thought was left was almost exactly right for right.
Gotcha.
So left is our medicinal whiskey private label, which was bottled by Whiskey Thief, and Robert Heath down at Down Home helped us out with it. This is actually it's actually 113 proof, 5 years old.
That's only 5 years old.
5 years old.
But there's a story.
There's a story behind it.
The
Really
label
cool.
does not reflect this. This is not MGP.
Okay.
This was a barrel pick that I was not on, that some of the medicinal whiskey guys were on, and they picked it. It's a wheated bourbon. Wheated.
This
Oh,
is
wait.
a 5-year
It's a
wheated?
5-year wheated.
This
Wow.
tastes
Wait,
But-
wait.
They didn't love it after it was bottled, and we actually poured it out of the bottles back into a new barrel
Okay.
for another year.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So it's actually like a double oaked, although we didn't reflect it on the label.
a double oak weeder.
So it's a double oaked weeder that's nearly 6 years old,
Okay.
and
That
I
makes
love
sense.
it. I love it.
That's amazing.
That's right around where I like double.
That does
oak.
not taste young at all.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Especially for weeder.
It's like an oak bomb. I
Yeah,
think.
does not taste young.
I think it's really good.
That's why I thought 8 to 10 because
Yeah.
of the oakiness.
And then the right is a medicinal whiskey private label, 8-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Really?
That grew up in Indiana. So I'm pretty sure you're right.
MGP, okay.
Yeah. So
Kenny.
Yeah.
5 years in Indiana
Okay.
and 3 years at Whiskey Thief
Okay.
in the same barrel.
Nice.
And then we bottled it.
Yeah.
And with our own label.
Gotcha. Sweet.
So these are also available at the gala this year.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So if anyone goes to the gala, you will not be disappointed if you pick one of these up.
Right. I want the double barrel wheat. Like that is
that's the one I like the
that
most too.
covers so much of what I hate about young wheaters. Is so amazing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just great. And that's only what? 113 proof?
Yeah,
I said 100 to 110.
Left was 113, right was 114. So
Okay.
similar proof.
No, yeah.
5 years, 8 years.
Wow.
One's a weeder and one's just straight bourbon.
And you
So
have to,
nobody's wrong.
and you have to admit,
And nobody's right, but it's
Nobody's
all
wrong
right.
and
It's
nobody's right.
blinds.
you have to admit the label itself is quite distinguished as well, right?
It is. It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
good.
they had to go through the TTB, and amazingly, they approved medicinal whiskey on the
Nice.
label because
Wow.
that's usually a kind
No
of a
kidding.
no.
So you
That's
guys-
usually a no-go.
Is there anybody that has medicinal whiskey besides y'all with the charity?
I don't think so.
Yeah?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
You guys?
Yeah, we've had it now.
I just sold one of their owners a dishwasher. Whiskey Thief. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mark. I think it's Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, sold him a dishwasher.
well, I've got a headache, so I'm gonna need one of those to cure it.
Oh yeah, you want,
Yeah,
you want a medicinal
medicinal.
whiskey
Yeah.
coming over? Man, so you guys, the one is waxed, the one is not, but these are
Well,
like,
they're actually both waxed. I just didn't
Took
wax
the
that
wax
one.
off
I
this
was
one, okay.
lazy.
so they're
I
both
them.
waxed, but they are standard wine-looking bottles with a nice, elegant label. Just throwing it out there to the audience. They look great, and man, they taste good.
Are they
too.
the same color wax?
No, this one's black wax.
Okay.
And this one's blue wax.
Okay, so the left was black, the right was
Yeah.
blue.
Black wax with a red label. We call it red, and we call this one blue.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's what's wild. I'll take some more of that. Is that the weeder?
That's a weeder.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, in
Trust me,
general,
weeders are usually things that I'm picking up on.
well, number one, you actually pick them up. But number two, in general, I'm not a weeder guy, especially young weeders. This is awesome. So
That
I
does
can't-
not taste like a young
It
weeder.
is. This is
Not at
awesome.
all.
It's really good.
No.
I mean, I'm surprised that Kenny liked the weeder, the
I
young
know,
weeder.
I'm
I'm very
surprised, too.
surprised.
I think it's
That's
like
awesome.
a
That's
very
great.
very rare occurrence here on the podcast for Kenny
That's
to like a
great.
young weeder. Yeah, it's very good.
Because if he can make fun of it, he will.
Is this bottle as rare? Can I get this one?
It's pretty rare. I think we've given them all just about
I
all of
think
them
they're
out.
pretty much, yeah.
Dang. All right. Well, thank you for letting us taste it.
Yeah, appreciate you bringing that over.
Yeah. And so just to kind of like start bringing us home here, like I want to know, like, so Malay, you faced a lot of challenging things in your life in terms of your professional thing, right? You know, I have brothers that are doctors, you're a doctor, and you guys both are doctors, but like you're doing surgery on people, it's life and death.
At times, yeah.
Yeah, at times. Yeah, I'm sure. But when it comes to like being part of a charity, like you probably pour your heart and soul into this. Like, so what's been like the proudest moment? What's been like hardest thing? Like, I just want to hear like the highs and lows. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's hard to say there's any lows. I think there's times that are more challenging. You know, in some of the preparation, I think that Michael's done a freaking bang up job this year with this, and but I think it's been challenging over the last several years, like just the preparation of a gala, right? Like people have had a great time at the gala and stuff like that, but just trying to sometimes organize things and get a bunch of people, you know, in line to commit to do this, that, or the other. You know,
Right.
it can be challenging, but you know, that's at the end of the day, those are small things. I mean, there's really no lows that make me ever question, like, oh God, why did I ever do this? Right? I mean, I
Right.
think the highs are just obvious. It's been a lot of fun. I think the biggest, to me, the charity stuff and the relationship with Fred and Beam in general it's been fantastic. But then at the end of the day, after it's all said and done, you know, when we see, you know, I'm just going to speak for the Transplant Center side of things.
Right.
You know, when you see the money come in to the Transplant Center, to the Patient Assistance Fund, which is what the money is intended to go to, and then patients and their families that are less resourced, that, you know, they can apply for funding from this for various tasks, whether it's travel or, you know, local housing, whatever.
Right.
And otherwise allows people that otherwise wouldn't qualify for a transplant be able to get a transplant due to social concerns or whatever, medicines or whatnot. You know, that's a really cool thing, right?
Right.
So those are the highs, and I'm sure, even though I don't work on the pediatric side, but I think that, you know, when Willett has last year and then this year, of course, coming up, you know, donated to pediatrics causes, that the Kentucky Children's Hospital has benefited greatly from it in terms of being able to set up various programs that are, near and dear to Drew's heart, I think. So
That's great.
yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it's not small amounts. This is hundreds of thousands of dollars
Right,
that have been
absolutely.
donated. UK healthcare has been able to establish a new, I think it is a department of pediatric
I couldn't
mental
remember.
health based on medicinal whiskey contributions
Yeah.
and the good they've done for the transplant
That's
program.
amazing.
I mean, it really, makes you thankful that you can be a part of it.
Right.
But I mean, this is all fun. I mean, I'm going on barrel picks. I'm riding Malay's coattails and meeting Fred No. You know,
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And still able to get back
unbelievable.
all together. Right.
Yeah, it's
Right.
unbelievable.
You guys have given us some amazing pours tonight. We're so happy that we got a chance to hang out with y'all. Where can people go right now if they want to help support the cause, learn about the cause, do what they can? Kind of tell us where people can find you and what we can expect, and then I'll say a bunch of other crazy stuff.
Yeah, well, the one centralized website is our website, Medicinal Whiskey Charity.org, and it's whiskey with an E in it.
Right.
And you can find links to everything. We just had an auction for hurricane relief in North Carolina.
I saw that, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
It just ended tonight, and I mean, they raised great money on that. I mean, the people are so generous when it comes to this, and
Right.
the home of most of the people that started medicinal whiskey was right through the path of Hurricane Helene, and I mean, they just thought it was something to do. And then we will have this sweepstakes for not only the Bookers, the Knob Creek 20, and all of these bottles that we've tasted today. Hopefully that will be in December, and you can just check the website. They'll have a link there, and then a link to the gala and potential sponsorships. Like I said, the single tickets are probably going to be very rare unless you just want to go to the party after the
Right, Taco Bell
8:30
party. Taco Bell
party.
Yeah, $200
Yeah.
open bar and Zack Attack, and a great time.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing to keep in mind is I think, medicinal whiskey has a Facebook site that I think the general public, if I'm not mistaken, can
Facebook and
join.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Right.
And Instagram, and people can go to that. And sometimes, throughout the year, it's not just for this gala that we have or the Hurricane Helene relief thing that we just did. Throughout the year, there's other sweepstakes and things, other causes that get announced on the Facebook page, and so, which may not necessarily show up on the website itself, except for when the rally up. The actual sweepstakes. So sometimes the Facebook pages and Instagrams actually update it and keep you up to date more as to what's coming up and what's
Gotcha.
ongoing. So
Here's the thing. Everybody that's in whiskey right now, the people that might be listening to this podcast might not even think about whiskey as charity. They might not. I mean, that's the bottom line. But what y'all are doing is amazing. We appreciate it very much. And then the fact that y'all came on here and are sharing your thoughts on not just whiskey, but also charity, and what y'all are doing and what you're thinking about and how you can help is absolutely amazing. So what do you think, Kenny, Steven, anything else, man?
I couldn't think of a better way to spend episode 200 than
there you go.
than talking about charity and giving.
Absolutely.
From our humble beginnings to now.
Right.
This is a
Yeah.
special episode for everyone.
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was episode 200.
It
That's
is.
really cool.
Yeah. And with that, thanks for listening to this episode. Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Mashup KY.
Don't forget to visit our partner, bourbonoutfitter.com. Enter code THEMASHUP for a special discount.
Also,
Head on over to our partner, the Woodwork Collective, at woodworkcollective.shop. Enter code MASHUP for a 15% discount.
let us know your thoughts at the bottom in the comment section. Until next time, keep it neat.